Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, September 22nd here. Just got back in town yesterday from this couple of gigs we did with Lyle. We did the Bourbon and Beyond in Louisville, which was really fun. I wish we had had more time there to have seen a lot of the other acts. I mean, I managed to see a couple of different acts, and Beth Hart was on just before us. I got a chance. I'd done some gigs that she was involved in the past, so it was great to see her and her band again. Um, so we did that, and then that was with the large band, and then the bulk of everybody went home, and Lyle and the small acoustic group went up to Chicago to play at a music school there for their fundraiser. And it was a beautiful, beautiful little theater with a balcony and everything. People were great. It was really a delightful time there. And then came home and then leave again Thursday morning to start the actual second half of our tour. And we'll be out, I think, until about November 5th, something like that. And then just lining up a bunch of different projects after that. And then we'll hit it, I think, in February with the acoustic group. And we'll be gigging then for maybe a couple of months before the summer tour starts. I love that Lyle loves working. It's Russ and I just kind of sit there and go, this is great to work with an artist who loves to work, because it breaks my heart every day that that Phil won't be working again. And I miss him so much. It's just it was such an integral part of my career. And to have that behind us, to think you're never going to play In the Air or Another Day in Paradise or Something Happened on the Way to Heaven. I sit home and play those songs. Not so much that, like, if he called me, we have to do a gig tonight, I'm not worried about it. But I just loved playing them all so much that I still play them, and just for my own entertainment. And then still devastated by the passing of John David Souther. We've lost so many people. That one just hit. He always seemed like a force of nature, like he'd never be gone. And the idea that he's no longer with us physically, his music will be here for forever. He's was a hell of a musician, songwriter, singer, artist. But it's weird, just still weird. But so I just finished a cameo for somebody's birthday. And I'm looking forward to doing this. As soon as I hang up from this, I'm going to be putting bass on a track for Bryn Howarth. Now, Bryn Howarth was one of the guitar players in Wolfgang in 1969 when I met James Taylor for the first time. And Israel, or Randy Zacuto, and Bryn were the two guitar players in Wolfgang. And then he went back to England after that because he's English. And he's had a really good career in England, pretty much like an evangelical musician. He has a tremendous following. He's kind of like Phil Keaggy, sort of an artist. And he wrote me and he said, would you put bass on one of my tracks? I haven't done anything with him since 1969. So this is, I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm going to do that today is when I finish this. Again, our clubhouse is this coming Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. So it seemed like people were happy with that, especially the ones over across the Atlantic. It gave them a little easier time to hang out rather than, being there at the wee hours of the morning, because people have lives to live. So I'm looking forward to that. And I thought I'd put a little music out here in between my cameo and my Bryn Howarth. And, I've been thinking about Phil, and then I just wanted to go back and visit Daryl Stuermer a little bit more. It was really great when I got to see Daryl when we were back in Madison with Lyle. He drove in from Milwaukee, and we got to spend a little time together, and I cherished that time with him. We were really close on the road, and it's hard to maintain all of these relationships when you're no longer working together, but we stay in touch, and I really treasure him both as a friend and one hell of a musician, such a beautiful, beautiful guitarist and composer. So I've done like 3 albums, at least I think 3 albums with him. And this was an album called Live and Learn. And this was from 1998, it was released. And I'm going to most of what I did on this, we did in Milwaukee at Daryl's studio at his house. But it lists Dump Digital in North Hollywood. That may have been for mixing, and then the farm in Surrey, England, which was the Genesis farm, and I think some work was done back there on this. But let me give you let me give you some credits here on this one. One of the things we did was with Amy Keys, the fabulous Amy Keys, who sang with Phil for so many years and has been singing with Lyle. So I'm still with Amy on the road, which is fantastic. And also Lamont Van Hook, who the last years with Phil Collins, he was in Phil's band. So it's great to be with Lamont and Amy. But Amy was involved in this. Brad Cole, who played with Phil, and amongst many, many other people, did some engineer assisting, Fender Rhodes, piano, and assorted keyboards on this. Daryl was composer, engineer, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, synth guitar, percussion sequencing, primary artist, producer, and vocals. Gary Tannen did the mastering. Jeff Kellingham was an assistant engineer, and Jeff was probably everything that was done out at the Genesis farm, because that's all the time I worked with Jeff was always out working with Phil at the Genesis farm. Myself on bass, Mark Torrell on drums, shaker, and tambourine. Mike Kloster is listed as assistant engineer. Phil Collins did some background vocals, and Robert Reed, assistant engineer on this. So we've got that. So I'm going to do a couple of tunes from Live and Learn, Daryl Stuermer. So here we go. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to do, this one is called Icarus's Banjo. And just the quality of Daryl's playing from the standpoint of textures, consistency in his playing. He's got just the most beautiful technique. And serious chops. So here we go. Icarus's Banjo, Daryl Stuermer from Live and Learn. He's such a great guitarist. I loved his technique and his style and his taste. And it was always fun working with Mark on drums, too. He did the other albums with him. And I'm just kind of closing my eyes thinking about his studio was upstairs in his house, and it was a little bedroom next to the studio. And I stayed with him when we were doing the tracks in there, staying with he and his family. It was really fun being there with him. So here's one called River of Memories on this. Again, Live and Learn is the title of the album, Daryl Stuermer. So here we go. Downbeat, downbeat. That's not on the record. I did all the tracks on this one with my Dingwall. This was the Dingwall 5-string. It was interesting when I was working with Laurie Basilio, the fabulous Brazilian guitarist, on her new album. I told her at one point, I said, "Your playing reminds me so much of Daryl's." They have that same kind of lyrical thing. There's a lot of guitar players that work that are monstrous shredders, that can just, but it's really, so much of it is about chops as compared to like really saying something. And to me, Laurie and Daryl really say a great deal in their playing lyrically. So it was fun to kind of, she really liked that. She's a big fan. Okay, here's the last one I'm going to do here. This is called American Fields. Well, actually, I should probably do maybe the title track to this. Well, let's listen to this one and maybe I'll go back and do Live and Learn. So here we go, American Fields. Brad. Live and learn. I'm just going to leave it at that. That was a fun track. This is a nice music for a Sunday. It's beautiful outside right now. I'm going to go check on the puppies, and then I'm going to do my music of Bryn Howarth, and then I'm going to work around the yard. I think catch up. I got a lot of stuff to do before I leave town on Thursday. So I'm going to wish everybody a great rest of their weekend. I will see our clubhouse members that can make it on Wednesday, 2 p.m. again, and just take good care. And I can't wait to get back on the road with the band. I'm going to interview more members of the group, Mace Hibbard and different guys and gals, and just share them with you because they're all pretty amazing people. And Lyle's tour is really fun, so I'm really excited about getting back out with him again. So take good care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.